Medicine during the medieval period, often referred to as the Middle Ages, was a blend of ancient knowledge, religious beliefs, and superstition. Spanning roughly from the 5th to the 15th century, the era saw medicine shaped by a combination of classical ideas from the Greeks and Romans, the influence of the Church, and contributions from the Islamic world. Although far removed from modern medical practices, medieval medicine laid important foundations for future developments in healthcare. In medieval Europe, most medical knowledge was based on the teachings of ancient physicians like Hippocrates and Galen. Their theories, particularly the concept of the four humors, blood, phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile, dominated medical thinking. According to this theory, health was seen as a balance between these humors, and illness resulted from an imbalance. Treatments focused on restoring this balance through techniques like bloodletting, purging, or administering herbal remedies. Monasteries and convents played a significant role in medieval healthcare. Monks and nuns often acted as healers, using a combination of prayer, religious rites, and herbal remedies to treat the sick. Many monasteries also had herb gardens, where medicinal plants were grown and prepared. The belief in divine intervention was strong, and diseases were often seen as punishments from God or tests of faith, so spiritual healing was intertwined with physical treatments. However, the medieval period was not without progress. Islamic scholars, particularly during the Islamic Golden Age, made significant contributions to medicine. Figures like Avicenna, known for his canon of medicine, and Al-Razi, who wrote extensively on diseases and treatments, preserved and expanded upon the knowledge of ancient civilizations. Their works were translated into Latin and became foundational texts in European medical schools. By the 12th and 13th centuries, medical education in medieval Europe began to develop during the later Middle Ages. Universities, particularly in cities like Bologna, Montpellier, and Salerno, started to teach medicine as a formal subject. However, much of the curriculum still relied on ancient texts rather than experimentation or observation. Dissections were rare and often performed on animals rather than humans, meaning anatomy remained a mystery for most. Medieval doctors, often called physicians, were mostly available to the wealthy, while common people turned to local healers, herbalists, or midwives. Treatments for illnesses were primitive by today's standards. For example, leeches were used to draw blood, and potions made from plants, minerals, or even animal parts were common. However, infections, plague outbreaks, and injuries from wars were frequent, and with little knowledge of germs or hygiene, many diseases spread uncontrollably. Perhaps the most infamous medical crisis of the medieval age was the Black Death, which swept through Europe between 1347 and 1351. This devastating plague killed millions, and exposed the limitations of medieval medicine. Physicians could do little to stop its spread, and treatments ranged from prayer to bizarre methods, like burning aromatic herbs to purify the air. The Black Death highlighted the desperate need for advancements in medical knowledge and public health. Despite its limitations, medieval medicine had some successes. Many herbal remedies, particularly for minor ailments, were surprisingly effective. Common plants like lavender, chamomile, and rosemary were used to treat headaches, digestive issues, and infections. Some surgical procedures, especially those performed by barber surgeons, were also successful, though they were often brutal and performed without anesthesia. In the end, medicine in the medieval age was a mix of ancient wisdom, religious influence, and rudimentary practices. While it lacked the scientific foundation of modern medicine, it laid crucial groundwork for future developments in anatomy, surgery, and pharmacology.